So after watching Poor Things, ironically, I watched a movie called Freud's Last Session about Sigmund Freud. And I was like, after I saw Poor Things, I thought to myself, huh, that's a pretty ironic fucking double feature. I was like, hold on a second. I was not done on purpose, I'm going to tell you that right now. But where it's a movie. I just got done watching a movie called Poor Things, where it's sexuality and a lot of different other stuff, and then you're about to watch a movie about Sigmund Freud. That's pretty funny. like, and this, weirdly enough, this is the more tame of the two movies. When you would think, honestly, a movie about Sigmund Freud would be pretty raunchy and pretty risque, but some of the stuff some of the crazy shit he used to come up with. But this movie is a movie that, yeah, I was kind of a letdown after watching Poor Things. Honestly, I had trouble staying awake a little bit while watching this movie. This movie isn't that great. It's okay. It's a passable movie. It's definitely an Oscar bait movie. It's a movie that takes place in 1939, like literally, I think like 2 months before Freud dies of cancer or commits suicide from cancer. Where it's based off a stage play, which you can definitely tell because it takes place over one day, and it's also right before World War II is about to break out in London. Germany just invaded Poland, so they're pretty much right. London's on the brink of war, and Freud. The whole movie is taking place at Freud's house, basically, and it's basically a conversation between Sigmund Freud and C.S. Lewis, the guy who made the Chronicles of Narnia. If you don't know it, and it's a conversation about God and how Freud doesn't believe in God, but C.S. Lewis obviously did. If you ever read the Chronicles of Narnia, you can fucking tell. And it's not really it's not a movie that's interesting enough to make a feature length or like a story that it's not a story that's interesting enough for me to make into a feature length movie that it can hold your interest for an hour and 40 fucking minutes, honestly. As man, it's a lot of the same repetitive shit that you would expect. But at the same time, it does feature an awesome, great performance. What carries it is an awesome, great performance by Anthony Hopkins as Sigmund Freud. He is great in this movie. Don't get me wrong, he is really good in this movie. Like his performance is like the way I'm looking at it at this point with Anthony Hopkins. You're like, I don't know how much longer he's gonna be doing this. I mean, he's in his 80s, right? Yeah, he's in his 80s or almost 90s probably. How old is fucking Anthony Hopkins? Yeah, Anthony Hopkins, 86. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be around much longer. Man, hell, Clint Eastwood's still doing it. But it's like, cherished watching this dude. And like he is great. He's a charismatic motherfucker. Like he very rarely sleepwalks in a performance. So I'm like, yeah, I love this. He's great as Sigmund Freud. I mean, perfect casting. And then you got Matthew Good as C.S. Lewis. He's all right. Compared to Matthew Good's been a good actor. He holds his own against Anthony Hopkins. Don't get me wrong. But like Anthony Hopkins is the star of the movie and easily carries the movie. But the movie's just not that interesting. It's just them talking about God and about C.S. Lewis's post-war. He fought during World War One and his post-World War One trauma. And there's also this subplot about Sigmund Freud's weird relationship. Of course, he would have one. With his daughter, and how his daughter is also a lesbian that really doesn't get fleshed out very well. It seems like he's not really accepting of it, and I really didn't love this movie as much. And like after like I said, it's kind of funny that You can make a pretty interesting movie about Sigmund Freud. I guarantee it. It probably could be just as risque as Poor Things. But this is a PG-13. It's not nothing risque, but it's definitely the lesser of the two movies I saw today. I give it a C, at least. I'll give it a C just for Anthony Hopkins' performance. It was at least good. He did give a good performance in the movie. And that alone, it's definitely not a rental. Or it's like, at least you want to watch it on like when it's on TV or something like that. It's a passable movie to watch. I'm sure your parents will love it. Whatever, your older parents or I did. Yeah, it was not my cup of tea. That's as far as reviews go. I gotta get to bed. I gotta work at 5:30 in the morning. I may be back Tuesday with ISS and Cult Killer. Yeah. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later.